Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm a hustler, baby. I'm a hustler, baby. I know heartbreaks, setbacks. Bitch, if I crap out, I'm sure I'ma get back. I've been through the ups and downs, you know I get around. So to me, it's all a part of the game. Make money, make money. When shit hit the fan, we'll take money. Southside. Queens get the money. You better believe it. No, I'm not from Queens. But I am here to talk about that good Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 3, Episode 10, the finale, entitled Made You Look. Fitting title. First things first, I am your humble and most gracious host, Real. This episode is brought to you by that good Douce. No Coke tonight. No chaser. Neat. Let's just get right down to brass tacks. I know at the end of last episode it was looking real grim for Lulu, but Lulu ain't dead. He ain't in a ditch somewhere fertilizing the subsoil. Lulu up in the Happy Farms facility. The Lucky Acres. You know them rehab joints. Got that 2 names set up. And the first one is usually positive. Happy. Lucky. Talking to Rock and the doctor up in there. Rock going back and forth with the doctor. She like, what the is wrong with my little bro? Need him patched up and working right. Then send him back. Doctor pushing back, telling her the only one that can fix Lou is Lou. Now I'm with Rock here. Feed me something. What y'all doing? Now I'm looking for progress reports, some measure of movement toward a positive outcome. And so was Rock. She like, for what it costs and what you up in here talking, got me feeling like I'm wasting my money. Lou tell Rock he need to speak this thing of his into existence. Need to hear it out loud to make it real. You know, in order to get past this whole thing he dealing with. She like, okay, well, how about you just sit up in your room like Brandy and talk to yourself like Christopher Williams? That way the whole world ain't got to know my damn business. She's still trying to hold him accountable for his actions, as she should, as he should be accountable. Doctor tells Rock that Lou's angry, and he's angry because he's hurt. Said Rock down this piece today because Lou wanted her there. Told her to have the most important person in his life come down to visit. He called Rock. Touching moment. You know, Rock lets him know she feels the same. You know, I feel like they don't have that kind of moment enough. Feel like Lou needed to hear that. Lulu walked Rock out. Rock gets a little personal with him outside at the car. Apologizes to Lou for her actions. Tells Lou she don't want to lose him. Lou verbally takes accountability. Says he needs to find a way to live with what he has done. Says he can't be about that life no more. Rock tells him he don't have to be. Pieces up out of there. Eventually, Tanner and his crew make their way down to see Lulu. They asking about Howard, and why he was looking for him recently. Howard had put the word out. Anybody see Lulu? Hit me. Lulu like, I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know nothing about that. He like, I'm f***ed up in the game. That's why y'all talking to me here, up in the rehab, up in the shady acres. Lulu game tight. They like, fair enough. But who footing the bill for you up in this pricey joint? Like, who paying? Lou like, what? It don't look like I can afford this luxury up in here? He like, I drink the cheap shit, bro. So I gots money. You ever met the captain? Yeah, that's funny and all, Lou. But you straight looking like Tommy or Martin right now. You ain't got no job. A Bulletproof Records ain't have no hits. And now that that front is gone, might be some digging around FBI gonna do. Might be some digging Tanner and his crew about to do. Look like Lulu coming to terms with his reality, which to him is that all that he has ever been, all that he has amounted to up to this point in his life, is all he ever gonna be. Eventually, Lou tries to hang himself in the Happy Acres janitor closet. Grabbed an old vacuum cleaner cord and a footstool, which has to be the most unlikely set of tools to get that job done properly. It has to be. Lulu playing games in my book. He don't want to go. Lulu just want to forget, maybe go back in time, maybe change the course of things. But he don't want to do it. It's a failed attempt, if you even want to call that an attempt. He slides to the floor in a ball of sobs and weeps. Lulu a weeping mofo. Feel like next season might start him off with a clean slate. You know, him coming up out to Happy Acres. Maybe this is Lulu rock bottom. Storm before the daybreak. Meanwhile, across town, Gerald, same old G, is being buried, his funeral being held. Marvin up in the cut observing. Not down at the gravesite with the 3 people who also came to pay their respects. Marvin had 3 people. Gerald had 3 people. Gerald had 3 people at that funeral. FBI roll up on Marvin before he could leave out, being the dicks that they were, telling Marvin that Gerald dead because of him, that he killed Marvin. The Deuce can't be hitting already. That he killed Gerald. And that they ain't done with his ass yet. Marvin flies a couple of birds in their face. Pieces out in that good 90s act legend. Heads down to see his lawyer. Lawyer tells Marvin he doesn't have a target letter on him yet. But that doesn't mean they don't have anything on him. It just means they don't have enough to build a case yet. Maybe we might see Marvin get caught up next season. Maybe we might see Marvin in that county orange. Seems like a place where we could see Marvin Meanwhile, butter is now melted goop in a heated pan. That butter goose is cooked now that Tanner and his crew bum rushed the mall performance meet and greet. Spooking the shit out of Nakia. Nakia like, that's it, I'm done. Scared the shit out of Nakia ass. But Kanan and Aaliyah still kicking it on that teenage love thing. They cut to a scene of Kanan and Aaliyah. Kanan and Crystal still kicking it on that teenage love thing. Meanwhile, butter is now a melted goop in a heated pan. That butter goose is cooked now that Tanner and crew done bum rushed the mall performance meet and greet afterwards. Spooking the shit out of Nakia. She like, f that, I'm done. Y'all ain't getting me caught up in some shit. I got some shit on my own. I ain't trying to be caught in the crossfire. But even though the butter group has disbanded, Kanan and the Diva Crystal still kicking it on that teenage love thing. Scene cuts to Kanan and Crystal doing it. Kanan wrapping up his last few pumps and hop off pop. Let me tell you, for that to be the wrap up, it didn't seem climactic at all. Looked like nobody benefited. No sounds were made, no faces were had. Crystal like, so what's up? We boyfriend and girlfriend now or what? What y'all, 16? Yeah. She looking for that title. That claim to fame. You know that a lot of females wanna know, especially if they, being intimate with a brother. He like, we kicking it. Hit her with that escape. Told her ass to kick off her shoes and relax her feet. Kanan told her ass they just kicking it. Told her to chill while he hit this blunt. He like, I can't focus on that right now. You see this blunt here in my hand? It need to be smoked, okay? She like, oh, no, you ain't gonna have the last word and son me like that. She like, my period late, Kanan. So take that. What you know about that? Meanwhile, on the other side of the butter team, Aisha and Juke meet up in the park. Aisha got a little heat for Juke. Seemed like Juke been avoiding Aisha since the mall performance. A little embarrassed about how the FBI ran up on her after their good performance was over. I mean, that whole thing fell apart because of Juke family. Appears that Juke been keeping to herself. Aisha tells her not to be embarrassed and that she knows who Juke is. Lays a kiss on Juke's lips. Juke like, oh snap, for reals? She like, but you was with Kanan. How that's gonna look? Aisha tells her, she was confused about her feelings. But this thing she got for Juke, it feels right and she knows it's real. They piece up out of there, go get some food. Juke tells Aisha that she headed into the army. Says she needs to go, and that if she don't, she won't ever escape her fate. Her family ties, the family business, like, that's her destiny. Aisha like, what about me? What about us? Juke like, I just found out there wasn't us. Aisha like, I'm gonna wait for you, Juke. Juke like, you won't. But it feels good to hear you say it. Looks like we might see Juke in the army next season. That looks like where this is headed. Or at least we're gonna hear about Juke being in the army. Meanwhile, across town, FBI got their hooks deep in Howard. Looks like they thrown a rod out to sea and caught a 20-pound bass. Shit is catching up to his ass. Howard got his union rep in the office with him, talking to Tanner and Captain Baptiste. I know Captain Burke somewhere smoking a cigar in a bathtub feeling good about himself, like I'm gonna do after this episode. For reals. Oh, Captain Burke got to be feeling good about where this is headed right now. And even if it don't turn into nothing, at least they open that file back up. At least they digging a little deeper. They up in there talking to Howard and his rep, Captain doing it by the book. Howard appreciating none of it. They asking Howard about any and everything that they can find now. They asking Howard about Gerald. Howard like, I don't even know that mofo. Y'all gonna ask me about every murder that ever happened on the South Side? Looks like they might. They talking about more info coming out about Burke and the Binghams. Look like Howard keeping some close to the vest, as he probably should. Tanner like, all this bullshit right here. I'm here for organized crime ties and how you connected to Marvin Thomas. That's what I'm here for. Tell them they know he put the word out that he was looking for Lou Thomas. What's that about? The rep says, whoa, whoa, whoa. We done here for the day. I'm gonna have to connect with my client and get back to y'all. Tanner says, y'all got 2 days. Tell them this is an active investigation on Howard, and they're gonna need his gun and his badge. Put Howard on modified duty as of this moment, which means he could still fight crime, but with his hands and his feet only. They like, we don't hear from you in 2 days. We coming for that. I'm locked up, they won't let me out. They won't let me out, I'm locked up. Told Howard, you don't want to be that. Meanwhile, outside the precinct, Rock driving around, stops at a light, having a moment looking at some folk on the b-ball court. Quick moment of indulgence, maybe reflection. Whatever that moment is, she was having it. All of a sudden, a car pull up out of nowhere. All the windows blacked out. Car stops. Windows roll down. There's a brief pause. Cats in the car verify that it's Rock. 'Cause you know, they professionals. They don't hit bystanders. They don't hit the wrong target. They just miss the right talking. Damn. Bunch of Uzis creep out the car window. Get on that rat-a-tat-tat. Just like. How Rock got up out of there, I don't know. These are the worst shooters ever. They had Rock dead to rights. Famous on the other side of town make his way back around to Kanan's after hearing about the hit. This man apparently don't get enough of Ronnie's abusive ass. Ronnie damn near live at Kanan's. He banging on Kanan's door. Wrong move. He banging anyway. Kanan open up. Crystal in the back crying like Kanan just broke up with that ass. Tells Kanan Rock got hit up at a light. Wanted to make sure he was okay. Even after Kanan disrespectful did Famous the way that he did, Famous still come around. Kanan like that crazy mofo Ronnie. Famous piece up out of there, heads home. Eventually winds up talking to the record exec about a meetup once Lulu come back. Short conversation. All of a sudden, that SWAT team take Famous up out of there in cuffs with the force. Famous down at the station. 5-0 tell Famous that his mom should be hailed as a hero. Found his gun in a closet and turned that shit in. What the f***? Who mama is this? Where does she come from? She must not have lived in New York City long. That's not what we do up here. I ain't saying that we condone criminal activity. I'm just saying them guns don't get turned in like that. Cops tell Famous that the ballistics on the gun that she turned in came back with a body. A body that the streets wanted. You know the streets want a body, Famous. Well, now the cops want to kill her. They leave up out of there. Eventually, Tanner and Baptiste pop up, trying to get Famous to give them a little bit of information on Howard. Tell Famous he don't need a lawyer. If he play ball, his little murder charge could be reduced to self-defense. Sound like a deal to me. A deal I'm not going to be able to take. Famous call for that lawyer. Marvin go to check in on Rock. Rock like, I know it was Ronnie that came at me. But we ain't gonna hit him with that John Blaze. Not while he hooked up with my son. Don't know how that might turn out. Don't want to find out. They unsure if Kanan was in on it. But that's how bad done got between Rock and Kanan. Rock tell Marvin to go down to Snaps and Pop. Ask for that parlay. Let's get that sit down. Meanwhile, down at Snaps and Pop spot, they grilling Ronnie. Tell Ronnie, if you gonna take that shot, you can't miss. Ronnie like, I wasn't doing the shooting. They like, no shit, Urkel. That's the problem. Kanan roll up in there. That shoot 'em up talk quiet down. Kanan like, how you supposed to be my partner and you taking shots at my mom's? What part of the game is this? He like, the part you ain't familiar with, young boy. You don't tell me how to move. Right there in that moment, that partnership was over. Kanan knew it. Ronnie the only dumb that didn't, and apparently snaps and pop. Kanan on that, you want it one way, but it's the other. He pieces up out of there. Eventually, Marvin makes his way down to the restaurant, trying to talk this parlay. Different time. Waiting on snaps and pop, they ain't there. Eventually, they roll up in their crew deep. Now, what I don't understand is how their shooters, snaps and pops shooters, how their shooters not see Marvin at the bar and not be alerted. How did they not see him at the bar, or if they did see him, how they not move like they just saw a potential enemy? I mean, like your crew just shot at his sister, a top dog, and you ain't at all concerned, not even a little, that her brother, a known shooter, is up in their spot. They just go on, grab a seat, put their crab cake order in, while Snaps and Pop's old ass arguing about the comfort level of their Craftmatic sleep mattress. Eventually, Pop acknowledges Marvin, hitting on him, of course, eating him up with her eyes and lusty words. Marvin like, look, let's figure this shit out. Rock don't want nobody to get hurt up in here. We trying to get this resolved. Snap says, don't think there's gonna be much talk between Ronnie and your sister. Pop get a little testy with Marvin, throughout the exchange. Eventually, Marvin pieces up out of there, starts no trouble. Meanwhile, Kanan putting shit in motion, on his set of plans. He and Juke getting a rap, walking down the boulevard in that crowded spot where commerce is popping in Queens, where everybody can see and know on them streets what's going down. Juke telling them about her going into the army. Kanan laying his organs down like young money. Telling Juke he ain't have nothing to do with the hit on Rock, and that he done with Ronnie. All of a sudden, a van pull up, cats with black masks pop out, snatch Kanan up, put him in the van, put the gun on Juke. Dude looking like he wanted to pop Juke. Held that gun out a little too long on Juke. Van pulls off. Meanwhile, Howard pop up at Rock crib, now in plain clothes. He a plain clothes policeman of sorts, I guess. He like, Rock, they coming for us. What we doing? We family. Rock is slightly amused, entertaining Howard bullshit. Howard tells Rock Marvin gotta take the fall. He like, it's either Marvin or it's me, you, and Kanan. And I know you don't prefer the latter. So Marvin gonna have to take that hit. He gonna have to take one for the team. He tell Rock, I got bodies cause of both of you. Should have never got tangled up with you, Raquel Thomas. No, player. You ain't got bodies because of her. She got a body because of you. Kanan is your kid last time that I checked. Old creep. She like in one breath, I'm the solution. In another breath, I'm the problem. Same mofos that call you to clean up shit for them is the same ones calling you the issue. How can I be both at the same motherfucking time? Juke and Marvin abruptly interrupt their little conversation. Tell them Kanan just got snatched up. Juke like, but are we talking in front of police right now, though? She like, he ain't the police no more. They tell her Ronnie snatched up Kanan. She done got taken up a notch now. Rock and Marvin go to have that sit down with Snaps and Pop. Cause this shit is now officially out of hand. Roll up in there with Howard. Rock like, we don't want this to go no further. Just tell me what Ronnie wants. They tell him they want Ronnie's connect. And her business. Damn, that's all? Really? Actually, no. Some money thrown in for good measure would help. Looks like Snaps made a number up on the spot. He like 500,000. They leave up out of there, head down to Stefano's. Howard still in tow, still talking, that price gotta be paid, referring to Marvin going down. Still talking like he in this with them till the end. They go to meet Stefano, ask him to front us some cash. Stefano had that shit within an hour. The meet gets set up. Howard and Rock roll up in there. Marvin play in the back, on the outside. I swear Howard want back in Rock drawers. They head to the meet, get patted down, head to the back, wind up in an old boiler room. You know, that serial killers hangout. You know the serial killers do group together. Ronnie Myers and Freddy Krueger done hooked up. Freddy done told him Ronnie could use his spot. And that's where they at. In the boiler room. Ronnie in the center. Big gun resting in his hand. Kanan on the side of Ronnie, slightly to the back. Chilling in the cut. Ain't tied up or nothing. Ronnie sees Howard. Lets it be known that Kanan told him who Howard was to Kanan. Calls Howard scandalous. How fitting. Howard throws it right back at him. Rock throw Ronnie over the bag of money. She like, now give me my son. Ronnie like, I can't give you what ain't mine. Kanan slowly walk up to the front. He like, I wasn't kidnapped. Ma. Gotcha. Y'all been played. Some serious chess is being played right here. You know. But this ain't checkmate. At least not on Rock. Ronnie like, all I wanted was the work and the connect. Kanan wanted the money. Ronnie go to look in the bag. He like, I'm rich, bitch. Start pondering all the pina coladas he about to sip down on the coast of Spain. But that's a dream deferred, as he is met by the ghost of pain. Blow! Kanan come up behind him, put one in his dome piece. Clutch ass rock. Quick on her feet. That boss chick. In that moment, Rock quickly understands why she's there. About to give it all away for Kanan, her whole thing. But now her son has committed a crime witnessed by somebody who ain't got nothing to lose. Already trying to give them Marvin. They ain't family. This is convenience and a loose end at the same goddamn time. Maybe Howard wanted to be at that drop to get more info to save his own ass. She pick up Ronnie's gun. Blah! Put one in Howard's dome. I say she did him a favor. Gave his life the upgrade it desperately needed. 'Cause he damn sure wasn't gonna be the head of narcotics now. Two of the most deserving mofos in this Raising Kanan universe. Laying in the Freddy Krueger boiler room. Pool of blood oozing out both their heads. Thomas' family shoot their way up out of there. Rock tell Kanan, you coming with us, little player. They gonna need to have a course correct for sure. Little sit down, conversation. But at least Kanan back home. Back with family. Back on that winning team. Last scene we see, a facially disfigured Unique has risen from the dead. Standing over the body of his fallen brother, the one that tried to kill him. On some old Elton John. On some old, guess what, big bro? Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did? Looking like a true survivor. Feeling like a little kid. I don't know about better than I ever did, 'cause Unique looked toe up from the flow up. But looking like a true survivor for sure. My man Unique.